Hey, if you like exposed beams in a home, which I do, take a look at some of our homemade ones. A great way to save money. They say an eco-friendly house can't be built in 150 days for $150,000, and I say it can. I'm Alan Smith. Join me as I push the limits with time, budget, and creativity with the Garden Home Challenge, exclusively on eHow Home. All right, you have it, Tony? Got it, all right. You know, in an attempt to try to make this room as cost efficient as possible, what I wanted to do was show the exposed beams, or these are actually the support for the upstairs floor. These are the floor joists that are exposed. And to do that, it just took a little trim work. And let me climb up on this ladder and point out a couple of things, because I had Tony mock it up just to see what it's going to look like. So what we did is we started out with two 2x8s nailed together for thickness. Really all we needed was one for support, but I went ahead and bought two, which the cost difference was really pretty low. I think it was like 40 bucks for the number that I needed to go across here. Okay, then in this case, we're gonna have a chandelier that's gonna come down, so he's gonna route and make sure that the line for the electrician runs in here like this. Okay, the next thing is we're gonna put a 2x4 right here, and we just had a treated 2x4. That's why the color is different. They're more expensive. We're gonna use fir 2x4s. They're less expensive. So this gives you an idea. So he'll take this board down and a fir 2x4 will go up, but it finishes it off and makes it really look like one solid beam. Just above, before, you could see the floor decking material that we used, and to cover that up, what we did is we did some soundproofing, and then we just took the scrap 1x6 material. We had to buy some extra, and we just put it in there as though it looked like the upstairs floor. And now what we'll do is we'll come along and caulk along the edges, and then this whole thing gets painted. So it'll look very monolithic, and this room is going to look much, much larger. Okay, now we also have to look at how these beams come in and how they're resolved here at the end. This is what we've got going on right now. We've got a dead space here, and so what Tony's doing, he's blocking, he's putting a piece of scrap 2x material here, and then taking another piece of scrap and putting it here, so again, it looks like a solid beam. So in the end, once this is all caulked and painted, it's really going to come together beautifully. Now, what this kept me from having to do is come up with a ceiling material like drywall, or that would have to be plastered and painted. With this, what we can do is we can just spray it with white ceiling paint, which is very affordable. So what we have are additional 2x4s to make this work. We're probably going to have to buy a few more 2x8s to fill in here, even though we're using all the scrap we can. And so to go around the room with this board, we're going to need about 4 more of those boards, and then we'll need 12 of these to go underneath each one of these beams. And then you can see this board is coming across, and you can see how it's resolving our covered boards for our walls, which we're covering in burlap. Just below this, you're going to get a little molding trim here, and then the bottom will have a lot of trim at the base. It's going to look great. If you're enjoying watching these tips, make sure you tell a friend about them and subscribe to eHow Home.